Is the next Apple event happening in May? We know Apple is hard at work on some super secret technology and some new products that are supposed to make their debut sometime this year in 2021. And we just had new iPad Pros at that very exciting April event, but folks, that is just the tip of the iceberg because there is still much more to come from Apple this year. So what else could we see? Well, I'm glad you asked, because in this video, I'm breaking down everything we are still supposed to see from Apple this year in 2021 and a little bit beyond. New Macs, new iPhones, some AirPods, and also some super secret special products that are finally at long last supposed to make their surprise debut. And a big thanks to Backblaze for sponsoring this video. Now, I know the April Apple event just happened, but if you follow the Apple rumor cycle, it seems like Cupertino is almost bursting at the seams with new products because we have heard of so many different devices and computers and accessories all basically ready to launch sometime this year, whether that's tomorrow, at a surprise event next month, or sometime in the summer or fall, still is yet to be determined. But we know Apple has a lot more in store for us this year, and many devices we are still expecting to see that could potentially come kind of at any day at this point. Let's just get the obvious out of the way first and talk about the stuff we know for sure is going to happen. We know Apple is going to have a very busy fall because they have 4 different iPhone models to debut: the 13 mini, 13, 13 Pro, and 13 Pro Max. And if you want a full breakdown of everything we know about this lineup of phones as it stands right now in 2021, then check out the video link down below or up here in that card. But for the sake of time, speed, and simplicity, let me just give you the highlights here. We are not expecting any huge design changes with the iPhone 13 lineup. It is going to look very similar to that industrial, squared off, boxy edge design of the iPhone 12, which I still think looks great even as we go into 2021 and 2022. Flipping around to the front though, we should expect a smaller notch to make its way finally to all iPhone 13s coming this fall. And on the Pro end iPhones, we are expecting to finally get, at long last, a ProMotion 120Hz capable display, and possibly even an always-on display as well. And also for all those kind of holding out hope for a hole punch notch or some kind of different notch or no notch than what we have right now, that's probably not going to happen, though we are hearing increasing rumors that next year in 2022, the Pro end iPhones are likely to have a hole punch notch. So Apple's going to go from the notch we've had for years to a slightly smaller notch this year on the 13, and then to a hole punch next year, and then possibly, rumor has it, in 2 years, ditch the notch entirely. That, of course, is just kind of the rumor mill as it stands right now, but if you're holding out hope for a hole punch notch, not gonna happen this year. But those are not the only iPhones Apple could be launching this year. We have also heard some rumors about a new iPhone SE, iPhone SE3, that could make a debut this year as well. And the consensus of opinion seems to be kind of split into 2 different camps on this. Some people think the iPhone SE3 is going to be a very small upgrade. It's gonna retain basically the same look of the iPhone that we have right now, but it's gonna be packed with a newer processor and 5G support, so very minimal upgrades to that phone. While others believe we could see something potentially a little bit bigger. Maybe the next version of the iPhone SE adopts the look and the design and the feature set, or at least some of the feature set, of the iPhone 11. So a larger 6.1-inch LCD display. I'm sure Face ID would not be there, maybe Touch ID somewhere built into the power button, and you would just have a larger display on your iPhone SE, a newer processor, hopefully better battery life, and 5G support as well, coming at a very reasonable and affordable price tag. Again, not sure what's going to happen with the iPhone SE as it stands right now. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, we probably won't see an update till next year in 2022, but that's just one analyst's opinion, and maybe that could possibly change and Apple could surprise us all with an all-new, lower-cost iPhone SE 3. Next, I want to talk Apple TV, and not just the Apple TV box, so that too, but also these other rumored Apple TV devices that are really weird and could potentially launch sometime in the next couple of years. First, kind of the news on the box out of the way, we just saw Apple debut a new Apple TV at the April event that is kind of what you'd expect with the Apple TV, and the rumors were pretty much true. And I feel like most people, though, are really in two camps. You either love the Apple TV, you see the value that that box adds, you're willing to pay a premium price for a more premium experience, while others are a lot more indifferent and just would rather go with something cheaper like a Roku and just really don't care about the box so much as they do just getting the content. Bloomberg is reporting that Apple is considering the idea of building a HomePod Apple TV Frankenstein device that would basically combine the looks of the HomePod with the guts and internals of the Apple TV, which at first pass kind of sounds a little weird, but actually does make a lot of sense if you think about it. I think the biggest thing the HomePod has going for it, obviously, is its incredible sound quality. The audio engineering and the audio processing and all of Apple's software magic and wizardry makes the HomePod sound amazing. And even though the original HomePod didn't last super long and is now discontinued, the HomePod Mini is still there to be a viable alternative. And I think if you were to ask most people who bought the original HomePod what they used it for, a larger number than you'd think actually just used it for their Apple TV. The audio quality was so good that they bought one, two, or more to use with their Apple TV. So the idea that Apple could sell sort of the capabilities of the Apple TV box with AirPlay and streaming content and stuff like that, with the really nice superior audio fidelity of the HomePod, does make a whole lot of sense. But in addition to that, Bloomberg also says Apple is mulling over the idea of building a HomePod with an iPad attached with some kind of robotic arm, similar to the latest generation Echo Shows that could follow you around as you moved around the room. This one is a little more weird and a little more out there, though I'm sure there's an audience for it. It looks cool, but I'm not really sure exactly what it would do. Just want to give you the latest that we could possibly see these maybe next year, maybe not. We'll see if Apple actually builds them. Before we continue, I want to take a quick break and tell you about something very near and dear to my heart, and that is backing up your data. If you've ever been in a situation like me where you've lost really important audio files and video files, you know it is an absolutely terrible experience that you never want to go through again, and you never should. You can have total peace of mind and easily prevent any data loss from happening by backing up your entire computer with this video sponsor, Backblaze. Backblaze lets you back up your entire PC or Mac. So all those files, all those videos, all those photos, all those documents, even connected external hard drives can all be backed up through Backblaze for just $6 a month. Unlimited backup of everything on your computer for $6 a month. No gimmicks, no gotchas, no add-ons. Backblaze is making this super, super simple. The team at Backblaze are absolute pros, helping customers recover over 50 billion files. And also what I love about Backblaze is that you can recover files from anywhere in the world online, but also if you have a slow download connection at home, Backblaze will actually FedEx overnight you a hard drive with all your data on it. So you can do that data transfer locally, you can kind of copy the data from one drive to another to a new machine, do all that locally without any internet connection, and then as long as you send that drive back to Backblaze, it's not gonna cost you anything. So do not put this off any longer. Get total peace of mind knowing your data is safe, secure, and backed up today with Backblaze. If you want to learn more, hit that link down below or visit backblaze.com/tack. And if you go to backblaze.com/tack down below, you can get a fully featured, totally free 15-day trial. So you can learn the service, play around with it, see how it works, and start backing up all the data on your PC and Mac today. Learn more and check out Backblaze for yourself today at backblaze.com/tack. What could be the biggest announcement in 2021, even bigger than that of the iPhone 13, could be a sneak peek at Apple's new mixed reality headset. Now, for those trying to kind of keep track at home on exactly what this is supposed to be, Apple is working on two different mixed reality, virtual reality, augmented reality projects. There's the headset that's kind of the precursor to the next big thing. It's supposed to be kind of more, a little bit niche, a little bit more of a premium device that kind of gives you an idea of what Apple is working on. And then the glasses, which is the more polished, fine-tuned, sort of seems to be the more mass market product that works like glasses that you put on your head and then can see different technologies and different informations augmented in the real world as you talk to people, or I could see my script as I'm doing the video, something like that. Could be really, really really cool to see. What we're supposed to see first is this mixed reality headset that could make a debut sometime this year. Probably wouldn't launch until 2022, but Apple could potentially give us a sneak peek of this new project, which makes sense. Something this radically different probably does need a little bit of an explanation. So it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for Apple to give us a little bit of a sneak peek and a little look behind the curtain at exactly what this new device and new product could actually be. Now, info on this is a little all over the place, but what we're hearing is very promising. Supposedly, this mixed reality headset sort of looks like an Oculus Quest and kind of functions the same way. It's a headset that you actually put on your head, but it's supposed to be probably be made of more premium materials, breathable materials, maybe borrowing some parts from AirPods Max for some super premium and soft headband material that can be adjusted to fit your head. And then inside of the headset should be 2 super high resolution 8K displays. It is set to be packed with different sensors and different cameras that'll let you look into the real world and into the virtual world, and is also supposed to have a special app store for streaming media and for games, and also for video conferencing as well with colleagues and friends and family. So hopefully FaceTime built into this as well. Again, it is really crazy to think about what this could be, because this is something we have never seen from Apple before, though we know, according to the rumors, they've been working on this for a long time. So I, for one, am super excited to see what this finally could be, what it could be called, what the price would be most importantly, and what it could do. Are you excited for this Apple VR mixed reality AR headset, or are you going to be waiting for the glasses instead and kind of wait a little bit longer to get the finalized product? Let us know down below which one you're picking up and if you're even interested in this crazy project at all. Next up is a new lineup of MacBook Pros, and Apple is finally expected to give us basically what seems to be almost the perfect MacBook Pro. They're kind of going back a bit. They fixed the keyboard issues. There's also rumors this new MacBook Pro lineup would ditch the touch bar, and you would get a bunch of ports in return. You'd get full-size HDMI ports, SD card slots, USB-C ports, and even a MagSafe style magnetic power connector. This is all very exciting stuff that I would love to see in a new MacBook Pro. Rumor has it there could be possibly a 16-inch version and then a 14-inch version. And of course, these would pack the latest and greatest Apple processors inside, either the M1X or the M2. Very exciting upgrades coming to the MacBook Pro that look like very promising new Macs. Next up is AirPods 3. And what's weird about this one is that we thought this was like finalized and ready to go and basically ready to launch like a month ago, but we're now hearing from new analyst reports that it's probably not going to enter mass production until later on in 2021, possibly launching sometime this fall, maybe alongside the new iPhones at an event in September. Basically, AirPods 3 will be the next generation of AirPods 2, and what I'm hearing on the feature set is very conflicting. Some say it's just going to get a new design for the stem style, and it's also going to get a new case, while others think it's going to get a lot more of the feature set of AirPods Pro. So some think it could get spatial audio, transparency mode, maybe some type of noise cancellation, though it really is still a mystery on exactly what the upgrade to AirPods 3 will be. We're rumored to see this new design, but the feature set is just not nailed down yet, so I'm really curious to see if there's going to be a huge upgrade that really brings them much closer to AirPods Pro, or more of a smaller cosmetic design that gives better battery life, hopefully a better fit in the ear, and not much else. But that one is going to have to remain to be answered when we finally get them in our hands. Alongside new iPhones, Apple is also set to debut the Apple Watch Series 7 lineup this fall as well. And this is interesting because little is really known on what the Series 7 is supposed to be like. We know it might have a blood glucose monitor built in. Maybe it makes the transition to micro OLED display technology as well, though that's kind of really all we know. We're hoping that possibly we could get a new design, since Series 0 through Series 3 shared the same design, basically the first 3 Apple Watches. Then 4 through 6 shared the same design. So if you're keeping track at home, 7 would be the magic number to give us some kind of new design, which would be really nice to see as well. There's also been some new rumors and reports on a possible Apple Watch Explorer edition that would basically be a more ruggedized version of the Apple Watch, made for rock climbing and extreme sports. It's unclear if this is a separate model or if this is some kind of special case, or even if that would actually make its way this year or next year, or even if it's coming at all. Just a rumor out there if you are curious to see a more ruggedized version of the Apple Watch. Apple is thinking about that, though it's unclear if that's actually going to become a real product. And I think that about wraps it up. That is everything we are expecting to see Apple launch in 2021. And now it is your turn. What are you most excited to see Apple launch sometime this year, or even a little bit, beyond into 2022? Are you ready to buy a new Mac? Are you waiting for that new iPhone SE or the iPhone 13, the new Apple Watch? Or are you saving all your money for what could be an expensive new product from Apple, this mixed reality VR, AR headset thing that sounds crazy, but should be super cool when we actually see it? What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I'll see you all in the next one.